You guys have loved the last 3 videos of the series where I open up my Pick-a-Brick boxes to see if I actually got value inside these parts or not. So now with the final box from that original video, let's open it up and see if I can collectively say all 4 of my Pick-a-Brick cups were worth it or not. So I actually saved this cup for last because I think of all the 4 cups that I've made in this series, this was the least well packed one. So I'm afraid that the value wasn't going to be good, so I didn't want to start off on this one, but let's check it out. Despite being the least well stacked cup, I actually was able to fit 9 different parts inside this box, including these rounded Lego fence pieces here in white, way more of these little Lego flames than I will ever know what to do with, a bunch of these really tiny flowers in lavender, some of these 3x3x2 window panels that are rounded up in brown, a bunch of these Lego foliage pieces in the lavender, as well as these 1x6 bricks in sand green, these 1x4 masonry bricks in lavender, as well as these 1x12 bricks in white. I'll start off with the last 3 bricks I mentioned because I honestly just kind of threw them here in the box towards the end of packing everything up. But in terms of the 1x6 brick in sand green, I only managed to fit 6 of them in this cup. From the other videos, you guys would know that the average price of these on BRICKLink are 20 cents each, which because I got 6 of them means I got $1.20 worth of these bricks inside this cup. The next part, of course, is the 1x4 masonry bricks in lavender. Again, I only managed to fit 6 of them inside this cup. The price of these on BRICKLink are 21 cents each, which means I got a value of $1.26 inside the cup. For the white 1x12 bricks, the price of these is 32 cents each. I managed to get 5 of them inside this cup, bringing us to a value of $1.60. And last but not least of the bricks that we've already taken a look at in the past parts are these 2x2 rounded bricks in pearl gold. I managed to fit 19 of them in this cup, so 10 more than the last cup. They are worth 9 cents each, which means I got a value of $1.71. Certainly not getting the value of the Pick-a-Brick box so far, but that's why I'm excited to take a look at the other 5 pieces that were included in this box. So for starters, taking a look at the lavender flower pieces here, I was able to fit 43 of them inside this box. The average price of these on BRICKLink are 12 cents each, which means the value I purchased of this part is $5.16. Not too bad, about a quarter of the value of the actual box itself. Could be better, could be worse. Next up here are these rounded fence pieces here. I was able to pick up 28 of these inside the box. These are a value of 27 cents of the last 6 months sales on BRICKLink, which means the value of this part is $7.56. Again, not too shabby. I'm excited for this one. I have a bunch of the 1x2x2 regular brown pieces of these, but not the rounded ones. This one here, I was able to fit 36 of these inside this Pick-a-Brick box here. These are an average price of 26 cents each on BRICKLink, which means that the value of this was $9.36, about half the price that I needed to recoup the value of this cup. Second last, of course, are these foliage pieces in the lavender color here. I was able to fit 31 of these inside this cup, all stacked together. These are worth 24 cents each on BRICKLink, which means I got a value of $7.44 from this cup alone. Not bad. If you guys have been counting, I have definitely made the value of my cup so far, but this last piece is really going to blow you guys away. I already mentioned that this is the little flame here, and I got way more of them than I will ever know what to do with. In fact, I got 1,001 to be almost exact. I didn't actually count them out, but I used a counting scale, and according to the counting scale, I got 1,001, which is way too many. But these are actually worth 6 cents a piece on BRICKLink. Like, these are smaller than a penny, but I guess are worth 6 cents each, which because I got 1,001 means that the value of this part, which takes up like a quarter of a Pick-a-Brick cup here and was just used as filler pieces from the box, actually brings us to a value of $60.06. Absolutely crazy. Nobody would ever need $60 worth of these parts. I would never ever buy $60 worth of these parts. But if you guys can remember from the stacking video, I just wanted to fit as many of these parts in the cup as I could just to fill the space. And I managed to get $60 in. So this basically is 3 times the actual value of the cup, which is mind-blowing. So the box that I actually paid for was $24.85 Canadian. The value of all of these parts together is $95.35 USD, again, because literally 2/3 of that is coming from just this one part here, which means the total value of all these parts on BRICKLink, if I were to order them from these last 6 months sales average, would be $128.72 plus any shipping or fees or anything like that, which means based on $128.72 worth of parts costing me only $24.85 for the box, I got a value of 5.2 times the box price. This is by far the best value of any of the other 3 cups that I've opened up in this series so far. Cup number 1 and 3 of this series, as you guys may recall, had values of 2.6 each, and box number 3 had a value of 4.3. So now box number 4 is pretty crazy that it has a value of 5.2 times, which just goes to show, of the 4 boxes that I picked up on March 1st release day of all the different LEGO parts at the 2 LEGO stores, the value of these boxes are absolutely crazy. You definitely can get your money's worth out of LEGO parts depending on the ones you get. Obviously, this last one here is a little skewed because this is a very expensive, 6 cents a part, and I got 1,000 of them because they're so tiny. But it just goes to show, like, even without the part, the value of this cup would have been $35.29 USD, which is $47.64 Canadian, which is still 1.9 times the value of the part. So because I stacked it so bad, pretend I just didn't get any of these parts, they didn't have any small pieces to use as filler, I still would have got 1.9 times the amount of pieces, which would have been the least, the least value of all the cups that I opened up in this series. But because that wasn't the case, I was able to get a 5.2 value. So long story short, in a 4-part video series complete, the LEGO Pick-a-Brick boxes are definitely worth the value. If you're able to stack the pieces well and do a little math and be a little strategic on what parts you get, you are definitely getting a higher value from the average parts that you'd find on a Pick-a-Brick wall than if you ordered them on BRICKLink. I'd be really curious now to see how many of the 2x4 bricks I was able to stack in, maybe like really basic parts, not doing anything crazy, to see whether or not the value is worth it then, but it's really safe to say that the value is currently worth it right now. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, as well as the rest of the 4 parts of this series, to see whether or not Pick-a-Brick boxes are absolutely worth it, and I'm excited to say that they definitely are. Thanks again so much for watching today's video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all here in the next one.